Uh, so I'm super excited. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Giving my friend her birthday present and giving people things excites me. Oh, I like to see like the look on people's faces when they get things, and I'm really into personal gifts ish. So like I like I like to listen to people when they talk to me and try to work out something that I think that they would actually like or want or need. And I know for almost a fact that you can probably hear all the stuff going on in the background, but I'm doing this at a semi-reasonable time so I can actually do my work, so I'm just gonna keep pushing through. I'm sorry about that though. Uh, so yeah, I keep getting asked if I think about what I'm going to say ahead of time, and sometimes I have a general idea, but a lot of times I don't think I really do. Like, I'm like, oh, I wanted to talk about this, but at least the things that I say are words that are actually coming from my mind as opposed to like rehearse, like, oh, this is what would sound good. This is what I'm really thinking at the time. So yeah, I've been wanting to talk about this kind of for a while, yeah, but I don't know, it makes me kind of nervous. Oh, I can feel it. um, I and one of the reasons I haven't is because it's what I did for Lent, and I I didn't want to do it during Lent because I didn't want to like make a big deal about it. And then Lent was over and I kept either forgetting about it or I would just not be in the mood to talk about it. But I guess since yesterday I was talking about like who am I, and kind of like I've been having a lot of the same kind of conversations lately. With people talking about like trying to figure out who they are, what they want to do with their lives, and a lot of like big things, I guess. I figured like I've been in this mindset, so why not? So I for Lent I gave up, or I tried to give up complaining, and I knew that I should have kept like a journal about it, just so that I would have a chance to learn from what I did wrong and what just like keep a record of what I figured out from doing it. Like I'm glad that I did it, even though I felt pretty bad during most of Lent because I just kept doing it, and I didn't even realize like it. Part of it was just it helped me realize how often I complain and the things that I complain about and the things that I spend time worrying about, or the amount of time that I spend thinking about something, audibly worrying about it, and just like trying to figure out all the ways things could go wrong or the reasons I shouldn't be doing something instead of actually doing things. So it actually helped me a lot to do things instead of complaining like, oh, this is going to be hard, or oh, I need to do this, but I need to do this, and I don't know how I'm going to figure this out. It helped me a lot to just think like, just go do it, and then you won't have to worry about it anymore. So it was an experience. I'm glad that I did it. And just, it helped me to be more, grateful for what I do have, and realize that I add stress to the people around me when I do complain about things. Even though I typically, I like to think of myself as somebody who is not the kind of person that would add stress to the lives of people around me, and I try to do my best to help the environment around me instead of bringing things down more. Just the amount, like what I was doing, I don't want to do it at all. I mean, I'm human. I know that I'm going to make mistakes and stuff, which obviously I did, but it's just helped me to be more aware of the things that I say and the things that I do, and just to be able to figure out more about myself. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then another thing, like I said, I waste a lot of time thinking about things. So another one of the things that I gave up was to stop spending time thinking about the future and things that I needed, not necessarily needed to do, but things that I could do in the future. Because like I said, I would spend a lot of time thinking like, oh, I need to do this and this and this. But at the same time, I was thinking like, and in the future, this, and this. And I think part of the reason I do that is because in high school, I was the complete opposite. I didn't even see my life past 18. I didn't even see myself getting to 18. And then I did, and I was like, what am I doing now? I don't know what's going on with my life. I'm just gonna keep going and doing, like I said, just going and doing, like I said, what other people told me to do or what I should be doing. And so I started spending way too much time thinking about the future and not taking care of things in the present. So I really do like planning things, and I came to the realization that I probably took it a little too overboard with the not thinking about the future thing, because I was like, stop it, you're wasting time, and you gave this thing up, so don't do it anymore. So there was definitely negative outcomes from that. It helped, but just like realizing that helped me to come to like the I didn't necessarily have an epiphany, but it just helped me to see that I need to think about long term, but not like long term. Like I can't do anything about that in the future right now. I need to take care of these things first, and then but also be aware of like a week or two ahead, like I need to get my FAFSA done or else I'm not going to be able to go to college next year. Or like, oh, you have an assignment coming up soon. You might want to work on that now instead of wasting time doing things that are not important. So yeah, it's all about balance, I guess. And then I also, my thing was I wanted to stop doing two things and start doing two things. So another one of them was praying with my family, which is pretty self-explanatory. I just wanted to spend more time with my family and like bring God into my house more, I guess, or just spend more time on Him with my family, which was really nice. I got to spend more time with my sister and stuff. That was cool. And then the last thing, which is, I guess, the hardest thing to talk about, which is probably part of why, or like the main reason why I was hesitant to talk about this. I had to tell myself I had to tell myself 3 times a week at least that I am a good person. Now, this might sound really like self-aggrandizing or just really self-centered and stupid and not make sense to people. And people might judge me for it, I guess, because Lent is supposed to be about getting closer to God and focusing more time on Him. But one, I knew that if I had said that I needed to do this for Lent, I would do it. And 2, I really felt that this was a part of growing in my relationship with God and also in helping myself. I came to the realization, I mean, like I've known it for a while, and sometimes I think I'm just too self-aware, because then I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm doing this, so I think like, oh, it's okay because I know I'm doing it. Doing it on purpose is fine. But it's not fine. I've felt since I was pretty young that I had kind of just a lot of pressure to do well because I was capable of it. Like my family was like proud of me for being smart, and they, like I said, they're really big on education, and so I did well, and I I really I enjoyed school, and I just I didn't know how to deal with expectations, with people wanting me to do well. Like, I enjoyed it, but for some reason I felt like I didn't want to let people down. I'm sure there's plenty of reasons to look into and psychoanalyze why I had this issue, but I really just I didn't want to let people down, and so I didn't want there to be high expectations for me. I didn't like the idea of people expecting things from me, and then what if I couldn't live up to those expectations? So, and also I started to have this growing issue with people who I felt, not that I felt were full of themselves, but like they were just like they were good at things and they knew it, and they would either use that to put themselves above other people, or they would just look down on other people. I didn't want to be like that. So and there's plenty of other things that went on as I was growing up that probably contributed to me just not caring, not wanting to care, not wanting other people to care, and so I started getting more and more accustomed to putting myself down and just saying like, oh no, I'm not good at these things, or I just have trouble letting myself or accepting that I'm good at something or thinking about myself in a positive way. I put myself down a lot when I talk about myself to other people. I degrade myself a lot, and part of the time it's like haha funny, but sometimes I just take it too far and I do it even when I'm on my own. So it's spread across pretty much every aspect of my life. It didn't even until recently start considering myself a musician, because to me that insinuated that I was good at an instrument and more than sufficient. I could perform and do things that I've been doing since I was in elementary school. I guess a musician is somebody who can play an instrument, and I didn't want people to think, oh, you do this thing? Let me see you do it, and then have people judge me off of something personal to me or something that I loved and that I kind of wanted to be my own. It probably, before, I don't even know, like I probably would never show, like the painting that I showed yesterday, I would have been like, let's hide this. Well, not hide it, but, yeah, I did this thing, it's ugly, it's terrible, and I'm sorry that it exists, but I mean, it's something I did, and I shouldn't feel that way. It's something that I worked on, and it's my expression of myself, and I should be able to just be, I don't have to be like super like, that's the best thing ever, but I should also be able to just look at it and be like, that's cool, that's something I did, yeah, and be able to share it and not freak out internally, like melt down and everything over it. So yeah, it's just, like I said, putting myself down in multiple parts of my life, and I was just bringing myself down, like, a lot. And like I said, before I went on the break that I went on for a while, I got sick, I got really down, and then I got sick again. And spending that much time alone with myself, I had plenty of time to put myself down. So I thought that it was kind of important. I don't remember how I came up with the idea for it. Honestly, probably something from God. He's like, you need this. You stop it. And honestly, like, putting down myself is putting down the person who God made me. And I should, at least when I'm alone, be able to be comfortable with myself enough to just be at peace and not freaking out every 5 seconds like you did this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing something wrong, everything is wrong. In every corner I turn, just wrong, 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 wrong. You're a terrible person. So it's something that I needed, and I'm really glad that I did it. And it was really hard for me to do. It was such a foreign concept to give myself, I guess, a compliment. I don't even know if it's a compliment, just telling myself that, like, just thinking I am a good person. It was really hard. Like, I made sure that I didn't do it, like, when I did a good thing. Like, I wasn't trying to reinforce or, like, validate myself. I wasn't like, oh, I helped somebody pick something up they dropped, I'm a good person. It was, and it was really hard for me to do it when I was, like when I made a mistake or when I was feeling really down. I wasn't like, I'm not gonna think this to myself right now. Like, I just messed up. I'm not gonna think, oh, I'm a good person, because that's not cool. It was just like, it was just something like, randomly I might be like in a downer state of mind, or I might just be going about my day and kind of enjoying it, and I would be like, maybe this is a good time, and I think to myself, I'm a good person. And just, I could feel it in my entire body, the nervousness. It was like getting up on stage in front of somebody, I guess if you have stage fright, and like telling them your life story, or reciting a poem, or doing something intense. And like, it made me super just like, I was like, oh no, someone's gonna judge me, but all I was doing was saying something to myself in my mind. And it was a lot. It was just, it it changed the way I thought about myself. And it just happened. Like, it, I know it's something that just happened, and it was 40 days. 40 days. And it really did, like, it made me stop being so hard on myself, and stop being such a downer to myself, and stop just putting myself down. You get enough of that from other people, and from just craziness, and there was just so many different things going on, like hearing different people's perspectives on life, and all of these different voices. And it really helped, I think, just to hear my own, on my own, saying I'm a good person. And at first I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. But after a while, started to believe it, I guess. I started to accept it, like, okay, okay. I can keep going. I can keep doing good things for people. I'm not a terrible person. I don't have to hate myself for things that I do or feel or say. I mean, I'm not going to say, like, everything I do is fine always. Like, obviously I'm going to do things that aren't okay, and I'll feel bad about it, and I will learn from it, and I will grow from it. Yeah, I just, sometimes you just have to take care of yourself, I guess. You have to be there for yourself. You just have to believe that sometimes you actually can do the right thing. Ow. So yeah, that was a big part of my Lent, and I really do feel like it helped me get closer to God. It helped me to better accept myself and who I am. And yeah, I'm still learning, still growing, still going. And there's been a lot that's happened since then and through that time, and I just have to keep going and hope and pray for the best. I am feeling a lot more comfortable with myself though, and I am a lot more aware of when I'm just bringing myself down. And I have been told by other people that you can't continuously just bring yourself down, put yourself down, because there's plenty of other people who will gladly do that, or just do it without even knowing it. So I shouldn't make myself another person to add to that. And yeah, it's made me a lot more comfortable with being around other people, and made me a lot less nervous. It's a totally different topic, but just being around other people. Yeah. And I totally plan on continuing to learn and grow and love myself and be able to say things like that without rolling my eyes. Just get past all of the cynicism. But yeah, I hope you guys are doing well, and I promise I will try to stop talking about such heavy things and making much shorter vlogs, because ain't nobody got time for all this. Okay, so yeah, thanks for bearing with me, I guess, if anybody watches this. So yeah, love yourself. Love yourself, because I love you. Don't let me love you alone. Okay, bye.